Hello?
Hello?
Yes! This party just started podcast style.
I don't know what happened. I called like 5 minutes ago and it was some weird French-Canadian radio station.
Yeah, that's actually our engineer. So let me just fade out that incredible trance house track. And let's kickstart this party. Dave?
Hi.
Why don't you introduce yourself to all the... Well, we don't actually have listeners yet, but introduce yourself.
Hello.
Okay, this is Dave Dewaele. You might know him better as one half of Too Many DJs, 1/5 of Soulwax, and 1/4, a quarter of Soulwax, and one of the producers behind my album, a producer, just an amazing guy and an incredibly cool, funny, amazing guy.
You still need me to introduce myself, or
do you have anything to add to that? Okay, so let me just tell you quickly what's going on here. This is my first or my second podcast. I'm recording it kind of live, but we're not actually sure what we're going to do with it after.
Okay.
My brother's here, Thomas Von Party's here in the studio. And we're at Radio Canada, by the way.
All right.
There's
something's up with the volume, I think. Or do you just...
Do you want it louder?
No, I don't know what it is.
Can you hear me okay? Because James...
When you start a sentence, the start of your sentence is really clear, and then it goes all...
Because James could barely hear me.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Turn it up.
Turn it up. Okay, I tried. So, Dave, did you get clearance on that track?
When is this podcast coming out?
Thomas Von Party, how long can we delay this if playing the ultimate remix depends on it? We can wait at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks is good.
Okay, there you have it, listeners. We've gotten the go-ahead from Dave Dewaele himself that we can play. Are we the first to ever play? Are we the first people ever to play this? Ever?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, this is a global premiere of the Soulwax remix of a UK band called the Klaxons. What's the song called?
Gravity's Rainbow.
Is this the next single?
Yes. Yeah.
This is hot.
Yeah, this is hot.
This is hot. It's hot tracks. By the way, I'm wearing my Eskimo t-shirt that Dirk sent me. Do you have one?
That's amazing.
Do you have one?
I don't. No, we don't get anything from Eskimo.
It's beautiful. Great logo.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Okay, so I'm going to do you want to do like a little interview? My interview with James was a disaster.
Oh, because of the sound?
The phone kept cutting out. My questions were pretty like mediocre. His answer, I don't know. The whole thing was, you know, when you kind of switch in and out of friend and press mode.
Ah, okay.
You know when it's kind of like you keep bumping around.
Yeah, that's terrible for you.
Oh man, it's the worst. Oh man, I started sweating. I'm even sweating. I'm sweating now. It doesn't even make sense.
No, but seriously, there's something up because when you start a sentence, the first two words are really clear, and then it's like this. It's like, I don't know.
Well, that's why the interviews are all so bad.
Yeah. I'll make up for it with Belgian professionalism.
You already
Thomas.
are. He can't hear you, but he can. Thomas, that was a shout out. Yo. Okay, so what's going on? Where are you right now? You're at home?
I'm in the studio.
Studio? What are you working on?
Digitalism remix. You're
remixing Digitalism?
Mm-hmm.
Which track?
The thingy, the...
Zupa!
Single.
Which one?
The single is called Pogo.
Is it really? Oh God, dude, they're geniuses. How do we compete?
Is this in the podcast right now?
Yeah, but it can be edited out.
Okay.
Why you want?
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. Okay, so you heard it here first, folks. Soulwax, as we speak, are working on a remix for Digitalism.
As we podcast, I am disappointing.
As I Myspace. And what about, are you playing any shows this weekend?
Well, the weekend, this weekend or the weekend that this podcast comes out?
Oh man, Dave, you're too smart. It's true, I screwed that up. Okay, forget the shows thing.
Oh, you mean this weekend in Barcelona with you?
Uh-huh.
Ah,
Are you going to the game too? Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be amazing. Are you ready to go mental?
Yeah, I am now ready to go mental.
Okay, there you go. That's all you need to know. Dave is ready to go mental. We're gonna play this is the first time anyone's besides Dave has ever heard this mix. It's for a band called the Klaxons. I heard it quickly at home and it was amazing. And he's working on a digitalism mix. How's your brother?
He's sick.
He's sick?
Yeah.
Bam!
Snap. Yeah, no, he's sick in bed.
He better rest up for the weekend.
Yeah, he will. Because also the week this podcast comes out, we go to Japan. We leave for like Japan, Australia, USA for 6 weeks. So
Thomas
I'll see you in Montreal.
I know, I can't wait. I got to talk to you about that after, but we'll talk about that off air. Some studio stuff off air. My brother in the background while we're doing this is going wah wah wah.
All right, man.
Okay, dude. I'll call you later anyway. But thanks a lot. Don't worry. I'll cut it down just to like the brilliant part. It's gonna sound incredible.
Okay, I'm honored.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Bye.
Bye. Yes. Okay, there we go. Like a fine oiled machine. Okay, that might have not been so smooth, but the only part of that was smooth and that wasn't a lie is the part about this being a world premiere and this being an incredible remix. So fasten your seatbelts, boys and girls. This is Klaxons, Gravity's Rainbow, remixed by Soulwax.
I'll always be there.
That was the world debut, the international, global, world premiere exclusive Soulwax remix of the Klaxons, Gravity's Rainbow. Oh, it's gonna be big.
Future love, I'll always be there for you, my future love.
Travel to infinity. You're listening to my podcast, and my name's Tiga, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. We're nearing the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed that little, that exclusive interview with Dewaele. Earlier on, of course, James Murphy was on the show. And every podcast, we're going to have very, very special guests. In future, the interviews will actually be organized. I will have some questions prepared, and it'll definitely be a little bit more professional. So we are going to enter the final segment of the show. Actually, before I chill it out, I don't know why I always chill out the ending. It's just the way I am. Same as a DJ too. I like to kind of end soft, and especially for the podcast, I want to play a lot of more relaxed stuff. Before we get to that, though, I want to play a new song by a band that's on my label, Turbo Recordings. Band is called Chromeo. A lot of people probably know them from their debut album a few years back called She's in Control. Cool. And after they've developed a really, really loyal following, they have a pretty unique sound, I guess. It's kind of funk, Minneapolis mixed with electronic with a touch of Zeppelin. I don't know. It's just a bit of everything, but a really, really amazing live show. And they have a lot of fans, and the music's amazing. They have a new album that's just being completed and mastering as we speak. And it'll be coming out in a few months. And this is the lead single. The track's called Fancy Footwork. And this is a remix by another Turbo artist, d.i.m, German by the name of Andy Mead, an incredible producer who's also released, it's coming out about now, a brand new 12-inch on Turbo called Airbus, which is one of my biggest tracks of the year. So this is the d.i.m remix of a track called Fancy Footwork by Chromeo. It's a big one. This is another exclusive premiere, something you'll probably be hearing a lot more of during my sets, and, you'll be hearing a lot more of it. Chromeo on our podcast. What?
Right like TV screen screen magazine on the floor
Bright lights, TV screen, lights, two-step, magazine, two-step, 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 bright lights, TV screen, feels like looking at a magazine. You are on the floor, feels like dancing is the way to go. Young boy, don't be late, this girl ain't really got time to wait. You think it's all for show, but this is just the only way I know. But if you let her see that fancy footwork, show her that you're not that shy. Let her see that fancy footwork, show her you're that type of guy.
Footwork. Show her that you're not that shy. Let
her see the fancy footwork, sure you're that type of guy. But if you let her see the fancy footwork, sure that you're not that shy. Let her see the fancy footwork, sure you're that type of guy.
That was intense. That was Chromeo, the lead single off their next album. Track's called Fancy Footwork and was remixed by d.i.m. d.i.m will one day be a legend, I promise you. We're running out of time here on my podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've had a good time. I've actually had a good time. It cheered me up. Gonna hear the new Trentemoller track called Moan, and he's from Denmark, and I think this track's on Poker Flat, German label, run by Steve Bug and Tobias Lampe, and it's amazing. I kind of like every Trentemoller record. There's always little bits and pieces in them. Sometimes it almost goes over to the edge of being a bit fidgety. I don't know how to explain that, but it doesn't matter. They're amazing. So this is a new Trentemoller. Track is called Moan. Anyway, his sound is just unbelievable. And then one, maybe two more tracks, and we are Audi.
Thinking to all the shoes that I love, but makes me feel quite blue. I've been thinking so much about you. See the sunset with no sleep at all, and I'm constantly thinking about you, and I can't get through this at all.
That's Trentemoller, a track called Moan. Actually, when I listen to it outside of a club, the vocals kind of bother me a little bit. They're a little bit acid jazzy. The track's incredible though, but next time I will play the dub. No offense. So we're going to finish off this show. This is a track by Williams. It's Williams versus Tangerine Dream. Tangerine Dream, the seminal ambient electronic experimental artist from years gone by. Now, I don't know, I think it's just called Versus because I guess is using samples and stuff, and it's not really authorized, or maybe it is authorized, I'm not sure. Williams is a great artist, a Brit. He did track under the name Piccadilly Circuits. He did that incredible remix that I play all the time of The Knife. And again, kind of on the trancey side, but Williams records always make it out of the darkness, if you understand what I mean, into the light. And then I'll be finishing off with one last track from Kate Bush, coming up last on my podcast. One love. Wow, that is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful music. That's what music is for. Thank you very much for listening to my podcast. My name is Tiga. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I said earlier I would be finishing with Kate Bush, but I lied. I'm going to save that for another day. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you